Hey John, here's a quick rundown on how this three-way color corrector works. So here's a photo. I'm actually using this on a photo. I have it in a timeline here. So obviously you go to Effects, Video Filters, Color Correction. The trick is you have to go to Color Corrector three-way. You apply that and you get this tab. Of course, you're probably looking at it like this. So you get this tab here, and it should default with these three. There's also the numeric look, which is basically worthless. Just go to the visual. And then the other thing that you want to add is you want to add this little twirl down that gives you these additional controls. So for starters, what you can do with this thing is pretty cool. I mean, you can take and you can pull your mid-range, you can get a lot more luminance out of something here. When you do, you find that you have to come down to the saturation control and pump this back up. But as I do this, you see what's happening here is like this red check is getting all jacked up, and what I'm really trying to do is get some life out of the sky. So if I bring this back to neutral, there's probably a reset here. I can't remember. Let's make a keyframe. Whatever. I'm going to pull these back down to neutral. And just for argument's sake, so what I want to do is under the limit effect trick, what I want to do is I want to take this color select eyedropper, and I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to come into the picture, and I'm going to select a blue in the sky. And when I do that, watch what happens right here. So I'm going to select the blue, I hit click, and see what it's done is it's taken this real narrow view, both in luminance, in saturation, and in chroma, and it says that that pixel there is that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-click on the select color, and you got to do it this way. You got to single click it once, then you re-click it, hold down the shift key, and you'll notice when I click on the shift key, I get this little plus icon on my eyedropper. So I hold down the shift key, and then I'm going to click once, and I'm going to drag across the image. And what I'm doing is I'm opening up these color selections here to include a wider range of the blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull the saturation down, and you can see I get this sort of spotty look over here, but I'm really pulling down. And what I've done is I've limited the chroma effect to just the blue in the sky, but it doesn't quite look right yet. So the couple things that you can do to affect it, to look at it, is I'm going to leave that black level kind of crushed there. Now you go to this little key icon. This is cool. I have three things I can look at: the final outcome, the master shot, or the matte, or the source of the shot. So the final outcome is the end result of applying the effect. The matte, when I click on that, you can see the black and white holdout matte that I've created by doing that swipe across the sky. And if you remember, I dragged it right across there. It's pretty interesting. It got everything along the axis that I swiped across. Now you could probably go and keep swiping up here and swipe across here. And actually I think we might even try that. So let's go back to the source footage, which is this, and I'm going to select the select color again, and I'm going to drag across here, and then I'm going to select the select color yet another time. There we go, like that. And then I'm going to swipe across the sky here. Now let's take a look at the matte and see if it looks any better. Yeah, it does. See how we've done that? I've got a better look here, I got more across here, but I still have some gradu around here and down here. And that's fairly easy to fix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little key icon again, and I will tell you, it is confusing. You don't know if you're looking at the master, the source. Okay, so there's the outcome, there's the matte, and that's the source footage. Okay, so let's look at the final shot. What do they call it? Let me roll over this again. They call it the final shot. Yeah. Now let's try and improve some of the edginess around here and here and here. So one of the ways you could do that is you can use this softening tool down here, and as I soften that, you can see that a lot of that edginess goes away. And what you'll find is you're never really going to get a solid perfect key, but what you'll get is something that's believable. You can also pull this edge thinness over, and that'll help you get tighter up against these edges. You see that? But I still have a little bit of issue right here on this horizon, right above this sign here. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is I'm looking at the overly, black leveled version, and that's not what I'm actually going to do. So what I really want to do is just pump the chroma in this area. And you'll be able to see I can get a lot more sky color out of that. And maybe, you know, somewhat unnatural. The other thing I could do if I wanted to, just for yucks, is I could yank this over and put a whole lot of, you know, color into the sky. I could put some more blue into the sky like that too. That's kind of cool. At any rate, if I audition this little eyeball here, there's before and after, before and after. So we're really getting the look that we want, just this really amazing blue sky, although it could be somewhat unnatural. But the last thing I can do to improve some of this edginess down here, you can feel free to take these saturation, luminance, and chroma controls, and you can open these up a little, and sometimes you can add to that edge control. See, now I have this good control here. What you don't want to see is see it bleed into other things that are somewhat blue in the frame. Because it is not a, when you do the swiping, it is not a contiguous fill. Like it doesn't grab just to the border. It grabs anything in the picture at all that is potentially that blue. So if I go back here and look at the matte here, yeah, see I got some blue right in there. What I don't want to see is the so there's before and after. I don't want to see, I don't want to overly compensate for this here.